My first thought on smart specialization is to remember that smart specialization is one element. It's an extremely important element, but it's one element amongst a range of different elements, all of which come together for the reforms for the cohesion policy. Cohesion policy is not smart specialization is not cohesion policy. It's one of the key critical elements, but the important thing is how all the elements work together. The common strategic framework, the ability to bundle different funds with different orientations together is critical. We've already heard this theme today. The increased urban agenda, again, we heard this theme earlier today. The community-led local development, integrated territorial initiatives, again, it's this bottom-up approach, are all critical elements. The partnership principle, multi-level governance, essential. And finally, the results orientation approach, critical. All of these elements together combine, along with smart specialization, to allow the reforms to take place. Where does smart specialization fit in that? Many of the delegates here, of course, are involved in different levels of political activity at local, regional, national level, and all of you know how difficult it is to make priorities because there are competing needs, competing uses, competing constituencies involved in every decision that you have to take. But the idea of smart specialization is putting those policy prioritization decisions, on a sound footing, on a logic which can be disseminated and understood by a wide variety of stakeholders. The ideas underpinning smart specialization come from a range of different academic fields which have converged: science policy, economics, industrial economics, economic geography, political science, governance studies, basically have converged around a common set of themes which has been articulated using the smart specialization umbrella. And the point is that regions are different, they're heterogeneous, and you have to make decisions around areas where you think you can develop scale advantages by diversifying, by enabling, by changing, by modifying around the existing areas where you have some sort of specialist capabilities which have the potential to develop scale. That's the idea of building platforms around which ideas and technologies and activities can spread throughout the region. That gives you a grounding around which to frame a set of policy initiatives. By definition, and the heterogeneity amongst European regions should imply that all regions are basically taking different types of strategies. And interestingly, if you profile the regions involved in the RIS3 platform in Seville, there's 164 regions plus 16 member states. What you see is tremendous diversity now regarding the patterns of themes which are being prioritized and the patterns of sectors and activities which are prioritized. There's much more diversity than you might expect. That's a positive sign. The other difficult issue here is that smart specialization is not a one-off thing. Okay, we've done our smart specialization, we can forget about the programming period now, what are we going to do in the next period? Smart specialization is about a continuous process of learning. We've moved from smart specialization, if you like, stage one, the ex-ante profiling, evidence-based analysis, setting up a system of policy frameworks and activities. But where do we go now? Well, we have to implement, we have to experiment, and we have to start to monitor and evaluate. And these are going to be very, very difficult challenges for everyone involved, but that's how we move forward to the next stages.